Okay, well, hey, welcome everybody to the 2021 Spark Educational Technology Conference. We are so excited to have you here with us for this session. For the benefit of all of the attendees, we do encourage you to keep your microphone muted during the session and turn off your webcam unless otherwise instructed by the presenter. To participate during the session, please do take advantage of the chat feature built into Google Meet to ask any questions or share any resources that you have throughout the session. The session is being recorded and will be available for viewing again later on the conference website. At this time, though, it is my pleasure to introduce our presenter, Benjamin Kepner, who will be talking about how to create how-to videos on YouTube. So Benjamin, I'm going to turn this over to you and take it away. Let me know if you need anything, though.
Great. Thank you so much, Eric, for the warm welcome and everyone for attending my session. I really appreciate the Spark conference for allowing me to present, and just want to give them a warm thank you. And for everyone that is attending my session, I hope it's insightful. So I'll go ahead and transition into my presentation. So really what I'm going to be doing for today is I'm going to be showing a Google Slides deck. I will be sharing my screen. So if I can just get a yes from somebody in the audience or from Eric that you can see my screen, that would be great.
Looks good.
Okay, great. So I'll go ahead and get started. So as we had the warm introduction from Eric there, this is the 2021 Spark Education Technology Conference, and this session is on how-to videos on YouTube. I've got the link there below. GSMM, that's an abbreviation for my company. The name of my company is Global Social Media Marketing, and I figured I'd start kind of the presentation with a quick little video about my company. And I think this is a really good intro going into how-to videos of when you are a business or a brand or a teacher or anything, you want to kind of learn more about how is the business or how can a business maybe potentially help you. So this is just a quick little 1-minute video to learn more about our company.
Hello, Benjamin Kepner of Global Social Media Marketing here. We are a marketing and education technology company that teaches the world how to connect with their communities in new ways. My story began after graduating from the University of Georgia. I traveled around the world growing GSMM and have planted the company roots in downtown Denver, Colorado. What sets us apart from other experts is our multilingual team with 20 digital marketing certifications, whose primary services include social media marketing, education technology training, and international business expansion. We drive website traffic, purchases, and develop leads with things such as WordPress, SEO, Google and Facebook ads, as well as YouTube videos. We empower you to achieve your business or education goals and connect with your community from our experiences with Google for Education certified trainer presentations and our work with 20 industries across the globe. Explore new horizons and contact us today.
Right, so that just gives a nice little kind of brief introduction, 1-minute video about our company and me and what we do. So we'll go ahead and move on to more of the presentation information on how-to. So how-to, you've probably seen how-to videos at some stage, hopefully at this point on YouTube. It is one of the largest categories on YouTube. It includes 2 types of things within that category. It's actually named how-to and style categories. So those are the 2 types. So if you're doing something about, teaching someone how to do something or something like that, it's going to fit more into that how-to bucket. Style is, for whatever reason, being grouped into that same category on YouTube. Things of style would be something like fashion, right? Talking about maybe fashion tips or something like that as an example. So videos that fall under this category appear under YouTube. So it's its own category. These have a high earning possibility as well. And the logic there is that if somebody is teaching you how to do something, right, people pay lots of money for that, right? Whether it's going to school or taking an online class or working with a trainer, the list kind of goes on and on. And because of this, they're very popular, right? Because they earn income. The education category sometimes gets a little bit confused with how-to. So I wanted to put that in there, right? Actually, how-to and education videos are some of the most popular. And education, the difference is more focused around learning, classes, informative topic videos, and tutorials. but how-to videos can also kind of play in that category. So when you're thinking about making a how-to video, it may fall into both. And it's very simple for you to go into YouTube and to be able to select multiple categories. So there's actually a feature on YouTube. Whenever you upload a video to YouTube, there's a category section when you upload that video. So you can actually have multiple categories. So if you feel like it's in both, then put both. But really kind of breaking this down a little bit more granular. Here's some popular how-to YouTube videos as I kind of skipped our other one that you just saw me briefly play there. I'm going to show as many videos as I can. I think I've got like 20 to 30 how-to videos in this presentation. So I'm not going to play all of them. But here's some really good examples of some viral videos over the last few years. All of these examples have roughly around 4 million plus views on YouTube and greater. And some of them are very simple, right? Cooking, for example, is a very popular how-to tutorial. I know I've gone to YouTube a number of times to learn how to cook new recipes and things like that. You can see in the middle, that's Martha Stewart, right? She is constantly, featuring products or things on how to maybe improve the home or things like that. So she has a video on how to fold a fitted sheet, right? Very simple idea there, but this video alone has 4 million views. And then on the bottom right-hand side, you'll see kind of an animational video. And so animation videos can also work very well as a how-to. You don't have to actually have a actual person in the video. You don't have to do a screen recording. You could do something that is using characters or animations and things like that. So, I'm not going to play all of these videos. I think the cooking one's kind of cool for any maybe chocolate, strawberry lovers out there. This is really breaking down, like, just to give you an insider look at, what makes a good how-to video.
Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Anne Reardon, and today we're making a block of fresh strawberry chocolate. I showed you a little while ago how to make these chocolate strawberry roses, and I just love chocolate and strawberry together. For this recipe, you will need chocolate and strawberries. Try and choose strawberries that are around the same height as each other so they look good as a block. Take each strawberry and cut off the hull, the green bit there, so that it will stand upright. Then we need to temper our chocolate. Now, if you don't temper chocolate, it won't set firmly at room temperature. And I have a whole video on chocolate secrets that explains what tempering is and how to do it in all different ways.
So some just like quick things there about that video. Again, I won't play all of these videos in full length, but you can already see maybe why this video has millions of views, right? Like, it's professionally shot. Again, she's not even showing herself in the video. She's literally just showing her hands. She's got a very simple, white desk, white background, so we're not distracted as the viewer. She's already kind of opened up with a nice intro, right, where she had kind of those foods coming together, animated. We know exactly what the video is going to be about at the beginning because she's a very clear title. She also shows the title at the beginning of the video. And then, she's going through and narrating. One thing I would say with some of these videos, right, is you don't have to have audio. So just to quickly show like another 15, 30 seconds of another video, this video has no audio. Right. So another, like, as they're going through how to escape quicksand, hopefully none of us are going to get lost in the desert anytime soon. But, that's a really good example of a lot of people today actually watch videos without any audio on. That is very common on social media, that people are scrolling, going very quickly. They're trying to absorb information very rapidly. This is a really good example of literally there's no narrator. There's no audio, but they're showing very simple text, right? Maybe 2 or 3 lines. They're kind of explaining through the animation and maybe using some music, right? Music adds emotion to the video. And so, looking at that versus the cooking one, another thing that I would say that the cooking one does very well is she's kind of showing the actual like products that she's kind of walking through or making that product. And then she had this little pop-up, right, where she was talking about chocolate secrets. And so that's what's called a card. You can put a card on any of your YouTube videos where it's adding a additional value to the video, right? So it's kind of referencing, like if you're teaching something, for example, and we've got a number of teachers in this session, you might be saying, here's the, for example, history of quicksand, and this is the evolution of, people that don't get stuck in quicksand. Or maybe you're referencing from one thing in the past to another learning topic, right? So same thing with the chocolate person. It's like she's teaching you how to make chocolate strawberry bars, but then she has another maybe prior learning example on chocolate secrets. So you can do that as well in your videos to kind of almost create a playlist, or let's say like a course curriculum or learning lesson, so that you add value of cross-promoting other learning topics in that same video. So these are some really good examples of some videos, and I've got them in here in the presentation. Now going into like what makes a good how-to video. I mean, the ones that I just showed you, 3-4 million views above on all of those videos. So we're going to consider those good videos, right? Any video that's in the millions, usually it's a good video because number one, users are searching for that keyword, right? So for whatever reason, a lot of people are searching for how to escape quicksand. I guess people will get caught in the quicksand. Same thing with chocolate. Like, maybe people want to come up with new chocolate recipes if they're entertaining for friends and family or something like that. So you want to kind of think about looking at search as your guidance for developing a how-to video. And a really simple way to do that is just to go to Google or YouTube and literally type in the words, how to XYZ. So starting with that is going to give you some ideas of what type of videos are already out there, what videos are popular. Actually, a feature of YouTube when you're searching YouTube is you will actually be able to see how many people have watched that video. There will be a view. They'll also include maybe the channel subscribers, and you'll kind of have a better understanding by doing that of what is actually people searching for, what do they care about, and what's kind of getting popular. So you want to do something that's suitable for your category, but something that's also relevant to your audience and people are actually going to watch. So what else makes a good how-to video? You kind of saw with a number of those, right? Like the quicksand video is about 2 minutes. So there's actually a stat that was released here in the last year on YouTube that says that 70% plus of people that watch YouTube videos today, they are generally watching videos that are 2 minutes and under. So anything that you can try to communicate or teach in 2 minutes is great. In a world of, social media and constant distractions, and I think just being connected in this online world that we live in now, attention spans have decreased, and you see a lot of shorter form video being developed right now, especially in the business world. And so keeping that attention in 2 minutes is easier versus having a very long process. Now you can definitely have that, right? For example, I've got this how to create a Google Ads account video. Very simple because people are, trying to learn how to create Google Ads to promote their business or their school or their services or whatever. This is maybe about a 10-minute video. I actually have a number of how-to videos on our YouTube channel at Global Social Media Marketing. And we've actually found that a lot of our videos that are somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes are good, right? Because they're going more in depth at that stage. And then, you can create what are called chapters. Chapters, think of it like chapters in a book, right? You're kind of organizing as you're showing that how-to video. Okay, here's at the 1 minute timestamp. This is on how to create the account with your billing. Maybe step 2 is now launching your first campaign and making sure that you've integrated it with Google Analytics, right? So you're breaking down maybe the steps as chapters, and you're thinking about what are the audience's needs, right? Like if I'm a business, for example, in the videos on how to create Google Ads, maybe I'm a business that is looking for new ways to drive customers for my business. So I have no understanding of Google Ads. Like I need a basic understanding of how to set it up, what does it do, how much money am I going to need to spend, how am I going to create ads, those types of things. Generally, a lot of people are looking at how-to videos either to improve a process that they're already doing, right? Like, productivity, learning something new, improving something, enhancing something. Also, people are looking at how-to videos to save money, right? That's a big factor of why you might want to learn how to do something. Really good example of that is like if you ever fix something in your home, right? If there's any homeowners in the audience, I'm sure at some stage, either with your home or your car, you may have gotten a quote from a plumber or a roofer or handyman or something like that, and you thought about it and you was like, wow, that's like thousands of dollars to go do that. I wonder if I could go to YouTube and figure out how to fix my bathroom toilet or how to fix my laundry machine, right? So those are really good examples of you're not only learning a process, but you're actually saving yourself money by learning how to do something. You can show off product and services, so you're not just limited as that example of the chocolate bar versus the example of how to escape quicksand or how to create a Google Ads account, right? That's maybe more service process based. You can use visuals to make the video memorable and recognizable. So, what probably stands out to you immediately with the chocolate bar example, right, was that nice opening, cool, here's the how-to channel on how to create those recipes. Maybe the quicksand, you're remembering that guy and that imagery of that animation of the guy trying to get out of the quicksand. So those are some, reasons as to why those videos are good how-to videos. So in the how-to YouTube category, you might be thinking a little bit further now at this stage. Some ideas are running in your head about what are how-to videos. So I've listed a number of different how-to video types, right? You could do something like a step-by-step process, teaching your students potentially on how to do something in the classroom or in your course, how-to guide, right? Which is more of like maybe not breaking down every single step, but more as a general type of guide. Also like the ABCs, right? I don't know, the ABCs of learning how to drive, the ABCs of learning how to fly a drone, right? Like these are kind of maybe breaking down the steps or the process, but giving maybe more a general, like these are the most important points of that process. Also, online courses now are really kind of evolving on YouTube. I'm seeing a lot of people start to put their courses on YouTube, or there are tons of educational channels on YouTube. So if you're looking for any, let's say, teacher resources for students on YouTube, there is an entire teacher channel that they've developed. There's a huge initiative by YouTube to make content that's also good for kids. So anybody that's in the primary type of education teaching, they do have a YouTube for Kids now, which is a platform that you are literally telling YouTube, hey, this content is suitable for kids, and then therefore they're going to use their algorithm and check that and make sure there's nothing that wouldn't be available for a child. And now all of those videos are already kind of categorized for you through using YouTube Kids. Webinars, presentations, case studies, right? As I'm literally talking in this presentation, right, this would be turned into a YouTube video potentially, right? I've done some webinars over the last years with events now coming back. I'm really happy to be at the conference speaking today. It just makes me feel like we're headed back to events, but webinars are still pretty popular right now. I'm seeing a ton of people doing them. Really good way to just record your webinar and then turn it into a video. Case studies, maybe you're breaking down like results that you've gotten, or maybe like a science experiment or something like that. And then you can also do supportive screencast videos, right? So anything that's like recording your screen, as Eric is doing for this conference, right? He's recording the session. That's a really good example of a how-to video that you can also use. It doesn't have to be high production, is what I would say. I think a lot of people with YouTube, they get scared. Oh, Benjamin, I'm not a professional video producer. Oh, Benjamin, I don't have professional video equipment. Oh, Benjamin, I don't know how to edit. Like you could literally go download a screen recording device. I personally use Screencastify. It's very easy to use. I actually have it here in the bottom as I'm recording the session too. It's as simple as literally having it on your Google Chrome extension, Screencastify. If you don't have it or you want to go get it, I think they actually even offer a free version to teachers now, which is a huge benefit for teachers. They'll, it's just as long as you sign up and you let them know that you're a teacher, they'll allow you to have access to the free tool. They also offer a free 5-minute version, meaning that you can record up to 5 minutes for free. And then if you're going to go over that 5 minutes, then you would have more of their premium features and services. So that's a really good example of literally I have made at this stage probably hundreds of YouTube videos just literally screen recording my presentation or my webinar or my case study or anything, and then maybe minor editing, and that's about it. Like it's pretty much just record and then upload. So, again, why are these so popular is because as teachers, hopefully in this session, you understand that your students learn in different ways. And some students will do well through written. Some students are going to do well through audio or oral or collaboration or working in groups. But, I would say that a lot of the students that I've taught, I'm a teacher at the Digital Workshop Center here in Colorado, they actually really enjoy the videos because it's another way for them to consume it, watch it, right? Like I actually wrote a book last year on how to become a YouTuber. So it's kind of funny, right? I'm doing a presentation on how to, here's a video on how to become a YouTuber. And, when you watch a video like this, what it also does is like we were talking about, people remember numbers, people remember images, visuals, things like that. So, if you want to watch this video again, is like another example of like, here's a video on a book and kind of explaining what the book is about. So maybe that's also a really good example. I know we do book reviews in schools and going over maybe like class assignments, right? Maybe breaking that down into a video. And maybe now the student is comprehending the material a little bit more because there's a visual component to it.
What can $3.99 get you? One energy drink to grind your remote 9 to 5? 3 packs of ramen for dinner? One chicken sandwich from your favorite fast food restaurant? Sure, $3.99 can buy that. But what if $3.99 could grow over time to generate a passive income stream, diversify your services, and improve your quality of lead generation? What if, as an aspiring artist, $3.99 could get your music videos or short films viewed by hundreds of thousands of people? Wouldn't that be a better use of your $3.99? Over the past year, global social media marketing has been absolutely committed to YouTube. In every aspect of the video production process, we put our nose to the grindstone to learn about this behemoth of a 4 billion user platform. It's been a huge learning curve, but we've achieved astounding e-commerce sales results and top-ranked videos in YouTube search results, as shown in our numerous case studies. So we decided to pour all of our YouTube-savvy knowledge into an informative, easy-to-read ebook that would save you years of time.
Global Social Media Marketing presents How to Become a YouTuber, a channel growth guide. In our ebook, we break down YouTube channel growth into 6 chapters full of actionable strategies of information you can implement right away. Whether you want to create a passive income stream, need to learn how to write scripts, understand which video equipment to buy to use for creating your videos, grow your YouTube subscribers, or even get your video views in the hundreds of thousands, we give you proven strategies and creative frameworks with results so you can be successful on YouTube all on your own, just like our clients.
And if going solo isn't for you, check out our services and see if we're the right fit to help you reach your YouTube goals or business objectives.
Buy our ebook by clicking on the link below to our website, globalsocialmediamarketing.com, to start growing your YouTube channel to infinity and beyond.
Right. So very simple 2-minute video again, right? I'm kind of adhering to that, not too long. I go through and I'm talking about what's included in the book, what you're going to learn out of the book. I give an option to buy the book, right? So there's a link in the description of the YouTube video. And for anyone that's, curious about the ebook, if you're wanting to learn more about YouTube, I will make sure to leave that for Eric and the resources. It's free, so it's not going to cost you any money. We do offer a paid version, $3.99, but we also are doing the audio version of it. So I think this is a really good example of like maybe going over a book or a resource or a magazine or something like that. And you could make something very simple like this. And maybe there's some images there that the audience is saying, wow, yeah, Benjamin, that kind of, now I'm remembering that video. I don't remember everything you said, but I remember certain things that I saw in the video, right? So that's like another way of learning that. So when you talk about how-to videos, they are obviously maybe falling into that educational style, but they can also be used for business. So I know that most of the audience here, again, is in the education vertical, but I wanted to also relate this to business, as I'm a business owner and also in the business world. You can create how-to videos in business that are going to help people grow their business, for example. So you can see this is one of the example videos that I also wanted to show of how we are helping the solar industry. We have some solar clients that we're working with, and one of the service offering solutions that we offer to the solar company is actually to help them generate solar leads using YouTube ads. So, if you're a solar company owner, there's a good chance at this stage, maybe YouTube, it's on your radar, but you're not really sure how to generate new business or new customers for your business with YouTube. So this video kind of walks through that. It kind of surprises you and adds little funny things, but really walks through exactly maybe some of the pain points and how our solution can do that. So when you think about how-to videos, you want to also think about what is the viewer or the audience's problem or pain point that you can help solve. And is there also maybe some type of specific question that you can answer? So if you look at the title, right, maybe the question that a solar company owner is asking, how do I get qualified solar leads, right? And so that my title is immediately answering that at the beginning with YouTube ads, right? So we'll watch this video as kind of another explanation of maybe really thinking about what people are searching for a problem and how a how-to video can be a great resource to solve that problem.
Hey, wake up.
Solar Bros, do you want to soak up the sun so you can rock on with your solar leads to get sales for your company? If not, skip this video. Have you been searching keywords on YouTube or Google for solutions to your problem of generating more qualified solar leads, like how to generate solar leads, how to sell solar online, how to sell solar at home, or Facebook solar ads? Book a solar YouTube ad strategy call to learn about our proven automated YouTube ad solar lead system to implement for your solar sales, and get our free solar YouTube ads case study that shows you exactly how we generate consistently 30 qualified homeowner solar leads per month on YouTube when you book the call. Did you know that solar installation in the United States reached a record high last year? In the fourth quarter alone, the U.S. added enough energy to power over 1.5 million homes with solar. Many solar sales pros are still relying on door-to-door knocking, cold calling, ring, ring, leads list, and struggling with the constant disapprovals and lack of quality from Facebook ads. But here's the problem. There are so many people rushing into the solar industry to try to make a profit that potential buyers will be overwhelmed. How will they know that your company will give them the best price, solar system that works for their given house, and provide excellent customer service? As the CEO and founder of Global Social Media Marketing, I have over 10 years of experience in 40 industries in social media marketing and lead generation. Over the past 3 years, I've been growing my company to greater and greater heights with an amazing team. Global has over 40 digital marketing certifications and was awarded a top 50 technology company by Intercon for our innovations in social media marketing. We've served clients across the globe and have the results and case studies to prove it in the solar industry. At Global, we have experienced YouTube professional video creators for a range of companies in English and Spanish, and now we are targeting potential and growing solar companies just like yours. You may have seen us on our #1 ranked video, How to Generate Solar Leads on YouTube, that walks through the entire system with another solar pro experiencing the same problem you're needing for more solar leads right now if you're watching this video. We find that YouTube is a better automated lead generation system than other options you might be considering, such as Facebook and Google ads. Now let's talk about the results. In 1 month just alone, we at Global have been able to acquire an estimated $25,000 in revenue for an Austin, Texas solar company, investing only $3,400 in YouTube ads. They were able to generate a ROAS, return on ad spend, of 7 times. Wouldn't you love if for every dollar you put into your solar lead generation system, you got $7 back? Well, that's the results that we're seeing right now in 2021 with our proven solar sales system process with YouTube ads generating these solar leads. We're also running YouTube solar ads in other states now where we're getting leads at a cost per lead of $30 per lead. Now, bear in mind, this does change based on your geographic region, but we're seeing leads anywhere from $20 to $100 per lead on solar that are looking to go solar, and they're qualified homeowners. So solar pros, do you want peace of mind in 2021? If so, book a call with us at Global Social Media Marketing, either above or below this video, so we can help you generate solar leads on YouTube with our proven solar lead sales funnel system. Get your shine on with Global.
Right, so there's a number of things in that video that might have stood out to you, right? You might have seen the timer at the bottom of the video. It's kind of a pro tip I've learned over time. People are watching videos generally people are not going to watch the end of your video, but if they do for whatever reason, a nice little counter at the bottom lets the viewer know, hey, the video is about to end. So you're kind of like counting down to let them know the video is about to end. You've also maybe seen through a number of the videos that I've shown now, there's all these pop-ups happening, right? Where I'm mentioning other videos, right? I'm referring to other how-to videos or other insightful information, or there's cards picking up. You can show in that video that I started with hooking them in and being playful and having different transitions, but then going to like an offer, right? Of like, actually, why would you even want to contact us in the first place? Oh, here's a free case study that shows our results. So same thing that I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, you can use a how-to video to walk through as I'm kind of showing our process, right? But then offering a guide or a case study so that there's additional resources for the viewer. Then I go through actually showing the viewer, right? I was showing the Solar Pro. He's calling leads lists and he's knocking on doors, right? So I'm actually relating to my audience by kind of thinking about them in their shoes, in their problems, and their pain points, and then answering maybe some of those questions that they have, like, hey, what is your cost per solar lead on YouTube? I don't even know. Oh, I actually tell you in the video, it's $20 to $100. Oh, Benjamin, like, how much sales can I expect from that? Well, I showed you again, 7 times return on ad spend, right? Or I could show you like, what exactly does the process look like? Oh, like here's an example of a video that we've run and you're going to be able to generate leads this way. So I'm really kind of breaking that down throughout the video. And obviously this is a more professional edited video, but it really walks through a lot of those things that I've mentioned. And this video alone has been up maybe 2 months and it's already gotten around 30,000 views. So, this is a video that's really solving and showing a process that helps a lot of people, right, in the solar industry. So you're thinking about how to maybe in education versus business, right? Business is going to be more focused around promoting skills, services, presentations, webinars, sales funnels, brand awareness, education, even training. I am constantly doing screen recordings internally for my company. Even for our clients, I'm doing external training of saying, hey, client XYZ, you're not familiar with how YouTube ads works. Here's a process that explains exactly how to grow your business with YouTube, right? As you've kind of got this. This is, funny enough, a podcast that I did last year. I've also seen that emerging now as another way. If you are listening to a podcast or you're a podcast guest, you can actually record that and make the podcast interview about how to do something. Maybe break the podcast episode down into 10 to 15 steps, right? And then turn that into a video. And now you've got another great YouTube how-to video. And then finally, you want to kind of establish yourself as an expert, right? We're looking at how-to videos as you have a new creation or innovation of something that maybe somebody's never shown that process in a video format for whatever reason. I know when I first started in YouTube, funny enough, like 10 years ago, it seems like forever ago, one of my first jobs was a social media strategist doing medical devices videos. So I started with a medical device. They said to me, Benjamin, what is your idea for us as a company for medical devices with YouTube? And at that time in 2011, they had no YouTube channel, no YouTube videos, but they had fitting instructions. So, if you've ever maybe had a serious injury, you may have, for me, I tore my ACL twice. So I had to have a brace for my knee, right? I had to have reconstructive surgery on my knee, and then I had to wear an ACL brace for some time thereafter. And what happens with a lot of these medical devices sometimes for people is they don't know how to actually fit the device on their body or make sure that's, in the right position that it needs to be in so you don't further injure yourself. So the idea that I had back then was, hey, why don't we turn these fitting instructions into a how-to video? And so that's what we started doing. We started taking all of the different medical devices of how to properly wear them and fit them and put them on and just turn those into how-to videos. And if you go search today, which is funny for me to think, if you go search for, the best ACL brace or how to fit an ACL brace on YouTube, you will go find that medical device video. And that video now I think has somewhere around like 40, 50,000 views. And that's another thing, as we were talking about like popularity, and this is like a major category, and how it's also these how-to videos can even lead to money generating. Like YouTube is a platform that a lot of people that are not, I guess, in the YouTube verse, understanding that once you really create a how-to video, it's actually going to get more traction and engagement and views the longer it's on the internet. It's not something like you may be familiar with all the other social media platforms, kind of that ephemeral content, short-based content. We all know, like Facebook, Instagram, all of these platforms, they're constantly millions, billions of posts happening. And then you may post something, but then it's lost, a day later. Whereas YouTube, because it's search intent, if it's a video that is actually helping people, and, another thing about how-to videos that YouTube really likes that people don't realize is that when the video is engaging, meaning that you're teaching something that's a process, but they need to go back and rewatch it. That's a really great thing for students, especially in a blended learning environment, right? Where maybe you've assigned something as a homework to go watch a video or to go learn a process or steps or whatever. They can go replay that, right? They're not having to maybe create note cards or reread the same pages of a book or something like that. Like if I was learning how to grow my business with YouTube, I can literally play it and go into the middle. I can go backwards. YouTube likes this. YouTube likes when you're going back and forth, you're rewatching the video. What that means for YouTube, their algorithm is saying, wow, this video is very engaging that Benjamin created. People are replaying it. People are going backwards. They're spending more time. They're engaging more with the video. And so that's the thing about how-to videos on YouTube, is that if they're doing that, then they are going to get traction. They're going to get a lot of views. And then YouTube's going to say, wow, there's a lot of people that are engaging with this video. Well, let's rank it higher in search results. The videos that we are creating for our company that have had some traction, to kind of skip over to how-to YouTube videos for education. This video itself, the Google Hangouts video call, just as a brief mention, this is our most successful video. And the interesting thing was, as we all know, in school last year, a lot of people were going virtual. So we created this video in 2019, and it might have had, 5,000, 10,000 views. Google Hangouts, which is now Google Meet, that's what we're in right now, right? Wasn't that popular, but this really blew up last year with all the online learning. This video alone last year got 100,000 views last year in 2020, but the video was already a year old. So that's a really good example of how if you create a video, it may take off immediately if it's trending. That's another kind of pro tip. You could go to Google Trends. It's a free tool that you can go on Google and you can go search what keyword search patterns are, what things are trending. So the weird thing when all this was happening, I was like, wow, why is this video going crazy? Pretty much schools were going online. They all needed to use a free platform for video conferencing, and Google Hangouts was that solution. And so that's why this video is so successful. So we'll go back to this in a second, but I was kind of alluding to that. You might think of, going back to this diagram now, you might think of how-to videos as explainer and demo videos, but I wanted to kind of show that difference, right? So how-to videos, really their purpose is explain to you how to do something based on generally popular search queries that may feature a product or service. They can vary on length. I showed you examples today that are 30 seconds, 2 minutes. That Google Hangouts one is 50 minutes long. So it doesn't have to be short, but they're going to be widely, hopefully, available to share on social media. They'll be embedded on a website. And there's really not necessarily with how-to videos, it's not coming from a place of buying something, right? You're usually trying to educate people, provide value, solve a pain point or a problem. Now, explainer video is a little bit different in the fact that it's going to be maybe explaining, why is a product or service existing, why it works, why is it valuable. Generally, it doesn't want to be as long, right? Because I might, if I'm a searcher, I might want to be able to find the answer solution very quickly to that product or service. So a few minutes. It may live on social media or website, but people with explainer videos are maybe in that research phase, right? So maybe a how-to video is more in that awareness stage of, hey, I'm now understanding that I have a problem. I need to learn how to fix that problem. Whereas an explainer is, I'm already aware of that problem. Now I'm evaluating different solutions. So maybe this explainer video is kind of moving me from this, consideration phase a little bit at that stage as I'm looking for different solutions. A demo video is more of explaining the nuts and bolts, having a specific scenario or setting. It may show multiple features, and it might be super complex. Really good example of demo videos is product demo videos, right? So I mentioned the medical devices story of how we were showing. Here's a demo of how to fit your brace that you just bought. You're looking for a brace that fits well, or ones that's cost effective. Another really good example of demo, as teachers, I'm sure you've probably demoed at some stage for your students how to use a technology solution, right? So I mentioned Screencastify. I know for me, I'm teaching Google Ads and Google Analytics in higher education. So I'm doing a lot of demoing of, hey, this is what the Google Ads platform looks like. This is how you use Google Analytics and you set up goals for your website, right? So I'm showing more technical, demo of a software or a product. And those people are already maybe have bought the product and they're trying to learn how to use the product, or they're really in that, hey, I'm ready to buy a new technology solution for my classroom. I know that Canva is a really good place to make images for the classroom. And I've already, I'm ready to buy it. I just need to understand how to use it, maybe. So this kind of breaks those down further. Now, of course, like an explainer and demo could maybe kind of fall into that how-to, but I wanted to kind of segment those out even a little bit further to kind of show you guys maybe some different options. So, why should you be using how-to videos? If I haven't made you kind of open up your mind at this stage of, Benjamin, like, this is something that you should be doing in education. Here's some stats for you. 18% of people on YouTube who are specifically following brands are following them because of YouTube. 4 times as many people watch a video about a product rather than read about it. So that goes back to me kind of mentioning that there are all different types of students, right? We never want to assume that one student is going to learn the same way as another. And a lot of people are visual learners. So that's what YouTube is offering in a how-to format. Video also has proven time and time again that it increases student engagement, right? Through showing visuals, having emotion in the actual, maybe the actors, also maybe the music, maybe there are some pop-up animations, right? As you saw me kind of wake up on the beach in that solar video. Also 80% or 86% of YouTube users use YouTube for educational purposes. So I think, there are tons of resources. I know as teachers, you're constantly developing, probably from other teachers, resources that they're provided. I also, just so you know, a lot of this information I provided to Eric in the session resources. So you'll see a number of the links. I'll also have the presentation, the video recording Eric has mentioned will be available on their website. But, when you think about, as a teacher, like places to get educational resources, look at that stat. Almost, let's say, almost nobody, very small amount, right? 14% of people are not going to YouTube to learn something. So it's arguably at this stage becoming one of the top educational places for people to go learn things. Millennials are also very common. So I fall into that millennial category, right? I'm 33. The interesting thing there is YouTube was actually created around 2006. Originally, it was then bought out by Google in 2008. So when I was in college, this was all happening. I graduated in 2011, and that's really when I think personally YouTube started taking off. And the story, so you guys know about how YouTube was created, it was created originally for a dinner party, was the original idea of how YouTube was created. There was a man that was creating this, and he was having a dinner party with his friends, and his friends couldn't be available, right? They were either in another state or a country, or they were traveling or something like that, but they wanted to share their dinner moments almost like it was there with their friends and family there. And so they recorded a video of it. And then YouTube said, wow, this is genius. Like, you're not a TV company, you're not a video production company, you're literally just the average person. You were able to have a camera of some type and then put it onto a platform that everybody can view, right? And so that was super powerful. YouTube was bought. Now YouTube, it's almost like there's nobody that doesn't know about YouTube. It's like, it's even become a verb, right? You've probably heard at some stage, like, Google it. Well, like, people are saying, like, YouTube it. Like, I know my mom is a really good example. Shout out to her if she's watching, right? I always like to give the mom plug. She's always looking for how to fix things in our house, and she's saved a lot of money going back to, why are how-to videos so popular and why to use it. She's using it as a, how do I save money on improving my home? And she's constantly watching how-to videos on YouTube. 2 out of 3 employees complete tasks better when instructions are provided visually. So again, I'm going back to that. Hey, you can use how-to videos for internal training, external training, right? Like even for professional development of teachers. I mean, you guys are literally hopefully adhering to your professional development requirements. I know that some of you are getting credit. So this is a great example, right? Like you are getting professional development through a how-to presentation, and maybe you're going to learn some things from here that are really going to help you, and you're going to remember some of this stuff because it's in a video format. And then finally, Google searches for online courses grew by over 70% the last week of March and the first week of April, guys. I mean, that is crazy. Like people are moving online to learn more. And it's just, I think as teachers, I've been a teacher now since when I first started teaching English was kind of my first teaching experience. Now I've really moved more into ed tech and technology and marketing types of things. The traditional classroom at this stage, I think we have to accept that, yes, there's tons of value of having in-class students. I know personally, I learn better in a classroom. I think it's almost like the psychological feeling of like going to a gym, right? Like if you work out, do you have the motivation and inspiration to really get in good shape if you're working out in your home? Other people, they need that kind of push driver, right? Like I need to pay for a gym membership so I can go to the gym and do that. But if you can provide that in an online form, what that also does is it's like allowing people to learn at any pace at any time of the day, right? And we can't always do that in a classroom setting. So I think that stat should just stand out to you as like students want to learn online now. That shift has happened and people are searching for material that you may be offering in the classroom in an online course format. So that would also be maybe another thing is thinking about, hey, how can I turn my classroom potentially into an online course on YouTube? I mentioned that a lot of people are starting to upload videos now of their courses on there. So going back into the Google Hangouts video, this is our most successful video on our YouTube channel. It's a how-to video. It's a 50-minute video, so I obviously am not going to play the whole thing through, but this is an example of a student that I was working with. She was an intern, and you kind of see the beginning of this video is it's got an intro of our logo. I'm starting off with
Welcome, Growth Tribe, fellow marketers, clients, as well as the global social media marketing team. Today, we're going to bring another video brought to you by Global Social Media Marketing on how to do Google Hangouts calls.
And excuse me, it's about 11-minute video. So, it's going to walk through, I introduced there, but just to go into certain parts of the video.
So if you have a
blog articles, information about Google Hangouts, then I'm kind of transitioning on how to set a calendar. I'm showing, this is all screen recorded. None of this is edited. This was like, it's crazy to me to just think like 2 years later ago that I created a 140,000 viewed YouTube video that literally all I did was record my screen. But again, look at the title, how to do a Google Hangouts video call. And then I also add a tutorial. That's another pro tip I would say. If you can ever add the word tutorial to your title, people are searching for the word tutorial of things that they want to learn. So use the beginning of your title as how to do XYZ. And then if it's a tutorial based style video, add tutorial at the end of that, because then that's going to help in search results. So I'm kind of showing this is how you book a call. Then I'm kind of showing the invite. Then I actually show the student like hopping on the call. We're kind of showing some of the features of Google Hangouts at that stage, and then kind of like ending the call. So, it's not like, again, this isn't like a visually stunning video. I didn't pay thousands of dollars to make this video. I literally was in a nice space. I had another person on the other line. I screen recorded, and look at that. It's our most famous video on our YouTube channel. It's pretty funny to just think that a video like that can even have that many views, but it does. So I think that, again, just shows how powerful a how-to video can be. So how-to YouTube videos in education, kind of going away from business now and making this more relevant for some of the teachers in the audience. Introduction of YouTube for schools was introduced in 2011. There is a teachers channel on YouTube. There's also the YouTube education channel. So I know that one of the struggles being in education, I have gone through this because I've been presenting on YouTube now for a few years at major ed tech conferences. I remember when I was in South Carolina, I was struggling to show YouTube videos examples because most of the Greenville schools at that stage had blocked it. And that's generally done if you're not familiar with that, you probably have heard of it either if you've gone over to your director of IT or your principal or your education technology integration person or whoever that may be at your given school. They're blocking it for inappropriate material. So that's usually done either, let's say, at a county level or at a school level where whoever's, let's say the director of IT or whoever's managing the access to the internet resources, they're being blocked. So, option number one is you could go to that person or your principal or whoever that decision maker is for blocking YouTube and ask them, hey, is there any way that we can remove that? Or is there any way that we can maybe create let's say like a resource playlist or having access to certain things? That's a really easy solution. If for whatever reason at your school, they've blocked it, go to that person and say, hey, I've actually created kind of like a curated playlist of here's information that is appropriate. It's suitable for students. Is there any way that we can just access that? Another kind of creative workaround with that, as long as your school's okay with it, is if you're not able to allow students in the actual classroom or at the school to be able to access YouTube, provide it as a homework assignment. Hey, per the school policy, our school has decided to block YouTube for obvious reasons of inappropriate material. So I'm going to provide these additional resources to you in your homework. You can watch these on your own time and access this from your own home, right? It's crazy to think like students, most of them, hopefully not as much in the primary level. I know they are, but hopefully more in the secondary level, right? For you middle school, high school teachers, you can give that to them. Everyone's got a smartphone pretty much at this stage. A lot of people are getting access to computers or even at libraries, right? Like I haven't seen that as much of an issue at public libraries. If for whatever reason your student does not have access to the internet or a computer or something like that, mention that, hey, here's a public library. There's the local town library. You can go watch some of this material there and have access to that. And so why would you want to make how-to videos for education? Well, number one, to just share knowledge, right? Like it's a great way to share something that and exactly what I'm kind of doing in this presentation, right? You can encourage creativity through, I think a lot of people, when they use images, they get focused on really nice images and diagrams and things like that. But, what's the old saying? Like, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but there's 1,000 pictures in a video. So, keep that in mind. Like, if you show one diagram, how impactful is that from a learning perspective versus in a video, I could show thousands. It also engages students, right? So we talked about some of those things like emotion, actors, music, animations, and then answering specific questions again. I mean, I've actually seen some of the best how-to videos are literally just taking, hey, what is the student's biggest question about this course material? Where does students struggle? Like, for example, in math, there's tons of math how-to tutorials of like how to find the derivative or how to utilize this equation to find the solution, or even in science, right? Like how to A/B test experiment to find the right conclusion. So things like that are very maybe not covering a very specific overall course curriculum or class or topic, but drilling down even further into that topic of one specific question that a student has asked you. And what I would say is, as a teacher, think about the questions that your students have, write those down. And then maybe at the end of, whatever your school is in, I teach in a trimester, your semester, whatever that may be. At the end of the semester, now you got a whole list of common student questions. Guess what? That just became a whole list of how-to videos that you can create. Even better, if maybe you could take it a step further so you're not lost in, trying to create all these how-to videos. Maybe you should make a homework assignment for your students once a year at the end of the semester, beginning of the year. Hey students, here's the most common questions around this topic. I'm going to add for the course this semester that each student make one how-to tutorial video on YouTube of answering this specific question. Who knows, you might make that student famous one day, and now you've got really showing and taking that a step further now of empowering the students to answer their own questions by learning how to make a video and thinking through that, right? I mean, you think about creating a video, it touches on so many creativity points, right? Like critical thinking, creativity, video creation, script writing, audio, narration, acting, directing, right? There's so many valuable things that a student can learn from making their own video. So maybe that's another kind of cool pro tip I would give for some teachers in here is take the top questions that you get for your class, turn those into videos, and empower your students to make answers to those questions as videos. It'll really help them comprehend and learn the material much better. So you can see that's another video that we created on how to create Instagram videos into YouTube stories, right? I've got tons of how-to videos in this presentation. I can't play them all. So one of the biggest videos that we've actually had working for us very well this year is this video right here that I was mentioning. It's actually 15 minutes. So I was confusing those two videos. This is a 50-minute video that shows exactly the process of how to generate solar leads. So the first video I showed you was more of like, using our service. This is not selling our service or anything. Again, it's a step-by-step instructional. Also, another thing to kind of point out with this video, like you look at the title, again, very simple title, specific question, solving a pain point, but then also look at the thumbnail of this very bright imagery. Like I've got the solar panel thing on there. That would be another thing I would say is the thumbnail, which is the image that your video populates on YouTube, is very important when you're doing that because it actually helps with what's called click-through rate, meaning the amount of people that see this video when they're searching YouTube or Google, do they actually click through once they see this? And so two biggest factors for why somebody would watch your video on like a how-to type of video is number one, the title. So again, do that initial keyword research, Google and YouTube, but then actually the image of the video, right? Like, does this entice me? Where like I'm looking at this and this kind of emoji guy and there's YouTube. So it's like, imagery wise, right? What stands out to me in this is like, okay, solar leads, boom, I need to solve that solution. YouTube, boom, okay, I recognize that. Okay, this guy's shocked and there's a solar panel house. I want to learn more, right? So you're kind of also using that image as a way to grab attention and create curiosity so that people actually want to click through and watch the video. So doing things like topic and research, you have a lot of knowledge, or you can research specific things and go through that. And there's a number of different reasons on why we chose this, right? It was trending, it solved a specific problem and pain point. Just looking at the time, I want to make sure I know we're coming up. So I'm going to quickly go through these steps this last minute. When you're doing your YouTube how-to video, try to create a script. I've got an example of a script here. You also want to shoot it. It doesn't have to be complex, guys. I've put a number of things here. You can use your camera, your tripod, microphone. You can even use Screencastify. Editing can be very simple. Screencastify offers a similar one. A lot of schools now, universities offer free access to Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, iMovies, really simple. Here's some examples of some of those edits for us. Then you want to upload the video, obviously, to YouTube. Make sure that you've got some of those things, the descriptions, the titles, just kind of showing through that. And then you want to optimize your video, right? Make sure you have tags, cards, captions, titles, hashtags, analytics, and things like that. And then finally, if for whatever reason you want to promote your video, you can promote it through Google advertising, or you can share it on any of these other things: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, your website, email, social media, relevant communities, right? So the list kind of goes on and on and on. And so at that stage, I know I went through kind of those last kind of portions very quickly. You have access to this presentation and recording, so feel free to reach out to Eric and the team. And I just want to thank everyone again for watching my presentation. If you found value or you want to learn more how-to videos, check out our YouTube channel at Global Social Media Marketing. And again, all the resources from this will be available via Eric or the Sparcc conference, so feel free to reach out to them. So just want to thank everyone again, and that's my presentation.
Well, hey, Benjamin, thank you so very much. We really appreciate you taking time to share with us today. I was jumping between two different sessions, so I'm going to have to come back and watch the recording, to let everybody know, we are recording all these sessions, so it will be available on the site, on the conference site, and you can share that with other people to let them know as well. And don't forget that you can also get a certificate of attendance for this session and every session that you attend today or watch recorded later. Just go back to the site, and below the session description, you'll see a link to a Google form for each of the sessions. Give that a click, fill it out, and it'll create a PDF certificate of attendance for you. But again, thank you so much for being here today, and check out some other sessions that's still coming up later today, and be sure over the next several months, these videos will be available until the end of October on the site, on the conference site, and you can continue your learning little by little as you kick off the new school year. So thanks everybody, and thanks again, Ben, for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Take care.